3 sacks yesterday. Browns had 6 as a team. He played great. I thought the D-line was the only unit besides the punter that played well yesterday. I thought the D-line I thought Ogbo played well. I thought Tomlinson played well. But Myles Garrett was sensational.
Mike, do you have – I should have said this before the show. Do you have the footage of his first sack?
We cannot show it on YouTube.
Not even as someone tweets it?
No, unfortunately.
Go back and find it. Go back and watch it.
You got flagged.
The man was in a chokehold. It was not a penalty. It was assault. I think it was Rashawn Slater, was the tackle, who had Myles around, literally around the neck in a chokehold. And Myles still got to the quarterback. And there was no flag. We talk about him getting beat up and whatever and holds that don't get called. But I happen to have the binoculars on him. I watched the sideline a lot, and I was watching Myles a lot yesterday. And I happen to have the binoculars on him on that play. And literally he was in a chokehold for a second and a half, and he still got to the quarterback.
It's so funny because usually
I just watched it, and you are right.
Yeah.
When fans whine about lack of penalties, in general I ignore those because fans are homers. But it is true on some level when it comes to Myles Garrett. In a way, he gets the same treatment Shaq used to get in the NBA, right?
It's the Shaq and LeBron
It's like
from the
I
NBA.
can't call a foul every time.
And that's why teams do it, because they know they're not going to get it called every time.
Yeah.
So just assault him, beat him up,
Yeah.
lay on him, whatever it takes, and then if you get the penalty, then so be it. But you're going to get away with it more times than not.
We just had a record-breaking October. Steve, I'm going to play 10 seconds of footage. If we get in trouble, I apologize.
Okay.
But these are the 3 sacks from Myles Garrett. Steve, take tag board, full play at once, and then drop it as quickly as possible.
Is this the first one?
No, this is not the first one. The next play is the first one.
That's incredible.
This is the chokehold.
I mean, he's in a chokehold. He's in a chokehold.
And then the last one against Joe Alt, the rookie, just beats him. Power. Drop it, Steve. That never happened. That never happened.
What are you talking about?
Great. Myles Garrett being incredible.
Hey,
I'm sure there are better angles, if you can find it, from where the man had his arm around
That
him.
last one, he just destroyed that guy.
Just bull rush.
he's like, man, he might be one of the most gifted pass rushers of all time. It's like, I like Lawrence Taylor. Lawrence Taylor that ain't that. This man
was a different sport at the time.
This man, Lawrence Taylor, was out here the same size as Jason Lloyd. Lawrence Taylor,
don't insult that man like that.
Same way. No, don't disrespect.
Lawrence Taylor was a killer.
Lawrence Taylor was.
I don't know that Myles Garrett was that type of killer.
But the way that Myles Garrett can bend, the way that he has explosiveness, the amount of torque and pressure he is able to exert on his limbs without tearing ligaments and just the bend, the running the hoops. This man is about 280 pounds, and he's running around like that. It's you can't block him.
Yeah, we know he's a Hall of Famer. I'm not going to say he's the greatest defensive lineman of all time because I don't believe he's the greatest defensive lineman of all time. He's the greatest athlete to play defensive line ever, I think.
He has the best skill set that I've ever seen.
Yeah, and he's phenomenal.
Now,
and to some degree, he's been wasted because they've never put. He's been wasted. He's getting the full Joe Thomas treatment. He says he doesn't want to be traded. Jason, do you believe that? I know he's not going to get traded in season. Do you think he wants to be traded at the end of the season? Do you think he'd want to?
I don't know.
I used to think it's up in the air. I used to think that if they were as bad as they were, because there was times in rumbling when they weren't good and they were supposed to be.
Right.
Myles Garrett would be ticked off. We're going to have to figure something out. But now he's getting to this point where I haven't heard anything, and he's to a point, it's kind of scary because when you stop being ticked off, you almost resign to your fate. It's like, I'm going to just play this out. And I've always said it, Myles Garrett is not going to be one of these dudes. Now, I know this for a fact. He ain't going to be one of them dudes. He's on the LeBron James. When he feels like he's not effective and he don't want to go through practice and go through the motions of getting his body ready, he's done. He'll go do something else, like, be a paleontologist
Joe Thomas
or
could have
something.
played longer, too.
Yeah, Joe Thomas could have played, but they're not going to be able to do that. So my thing is I'm a little scared about it because as painful as it is talking about rebuilds, think about that for him. Like,
will Myles Garrett still be in the NFL when the Browns have their new stadium?
Yes. 100%.
Wait,
Absolutely.
How old
That's
is
5 years from now.
How old is Myles Garrett?
G's saying he thinks he's going to not play till an old age.
Well, if they keep taking
How old
L's
is
like
Myles
this,
Garrett?
He's in his 8th year, I think.
28, right?
How would we know? We're asking you.
you're the stat
Still
guy.
pull it together over there.
He's 28. He turns 29 in December.
So he's 29 essentially.
So he would have to play till he's 34.
Well, here's the thing. I was just looking it up.
Yeah.
He's almost halfway to Bruce Smith's record. So if he wants Bruce Smith's record, he's got to hang around another 8 to 9 years. I have no idea if he'll do that or not, but Bruce had 200 career sacks. Myles is at 95 and a half.
It's an unfair stat because they didn't keep it back in the day.
Well,
but
I mean, you would think he's got a decent chance of getting it to him because they throw it so much more now than they did 20, 30 years ago.
But I feel like as he gets older, the sack, there's no way he's having like 16 sack seasons at age 34,
Bruce
35.
played. I just looked it up. Bruce played 18 years, I think, 18 or 19 years.
he was so good.
And Myles is at almost by the end of this year. Certainly, he would be. You would think he'd be. He's got another 4.5 sacks.
In your
him.
mind, do you think of Myles Garrett as better than Bruce Smith?
Yes.
Bruce was. I was a kid when Bruce
Yeah.
played. I'd have to go back and look.
But Bruce Smith, so when I say this, it's skill set wise. There's never been that stuff he does is
I
freakish.
understand what you're saying, but I'm saying, like,
But-
was he a better football player than Bruce Smith? I don't know.
Okay, so
I've always felt like Reggie White was better than Bruce Smith.
Oh,
Yes,
he is.
I would take Reggie White and Lawrence Taylor over Myles Garrett.
I think Reggie White was the greatest defensive end ever played the game.
Reggie White's 300 pounds, quick as a cat.
Yeah.
Played a run just like he played a pass.
I thought, to me, Lawrence Taylor was the best pass rusher I've ever seen, and then Reggie White. They played different positions. But
Derek Thomas was really good.
Derek
too.
Thomas.
Derek Thomas
too.
was really
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
The fact that Myles Garrett's even in a conversation with those guys
It's a
is
testament.
pretty crazy.
Yeah.
We started the show with the Cavs, and let's end the show with the Cavs, guys. They are